12, fourth quarter in the home of the champions, and the Houston Rockets tie the series 2 games apiece. It was the kind of stuff we've been waiting to see in this series, and it took us into Game 4 to get it. A game that went right down to the closing ticks, and the Rockets have tied the series at 2 games apiece. Welcome, everybody, inside the NBA, presented by Kia. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. Man, you talk about runs in this game. 18-3 for Golden State in the third quarter. They're up double digits in the fourth. Here come the Rockets, 21-4. And then Steph Curry can't get one to fall as the horn goes off. What a night. Man, we've been waiting for this.
Been waiting. I think overall with the Rockets, one, were fortunate in the beginning of the game. But then once they got into rhythm of the game, they started getting early in the shot clock, putting a lot of pressure offensively off the dribble quickly. That's when things turned around. But then Golden State got hot again. So this was a gut check. This was a game where you could have conceded if you're the Rockets, because Golden State was playing well enough to win the game for a long period of time, but the Rockets fought through. You got to give them a lot of credit for that.
Let's look through these highlights. This ought to be a whopper of a highlight package, because there was plenty to see here in Game 4 as James Harden and the Rockets, the #1 seed, trying to avoid going into a 3-1 hole, which is basically elimination. Steph Curry.
Yeah, Golden State came out firing on all cylinders like we knew we would, but Houston didn't panic.
12-0 out of the gate for Golden State.
Then they got loosey with the basketball, too.
They did.
You know, Golden State. They were up 12, but got loosey with the basketball, but they were still in it. And you looked up and you go, man, the Rockets are only down 7. They're right in a good place.
This, to me, the guy who got the Rockets going today, this right here was awesome.
Eric Gordon.
But, I mean, he came out. He was the only guy playing in the first quarter. I mean, they're down 12, and he made this aggressive move. He had a couple threes. He was incredible. Shout out to Eric Gordon.
It would be 28-19 Golden State after 1. And Klay Thompson, give me that. Here's where he hurts the left knee, a left knee strain on this play. Kind of gets stepped on at the same time and wrenched the knee. Left for a short time, would return later in the first half.
But didn't really look the same, Ernie.
No, you're right. You're right, Chuckster.
He finished 4 for 13, but he did not look the same.
Come back into the game, Mark.
So a 5-point game at this point as the Rockets work their way back in. And look at James Harden.
That's a punch dunk right there. Ooh.
James Harden and Chris Paul stepped up tonight. You got to give them love. They were terrific.
Right on Draymond Green's noggin.
I don't think he's going to be talking now.
And the Rockets, after that early flurry of punches from Golden State, are right there. Down by 1, Klay Thompson. This one's true, and it's 41-37. But
you know, we all know what Golden State, if you get a lead, no lead.
Bad pass right there by Nick Young.
It was like 2 or 3 of them right before the halves, Ernie. They were so lackadaisical with the ball. There go another
Here's
one.
another one. The pocket picked by Harden.
I thought that Kevin Durant shot too many jumpers instead of posted up down in the paint when he had little guys on him. He was trying to beat them off the dribble.
Look at the pull-up by Chris Paul.
This is when it went on the run, then they fouled the three-point shooter.
53-46, the halftime score in favor of the Rockets. And now, here comes Golden State getting back in it. But look at Harden first. Shaking.
You know, whoever Steph Curry is guarding, Kenny, they're going at his rack.
Yeah, you know, and his best defense.
Yeah, but he's going to their rack too, Shaq.
As well.
Here comes the 18-3 run by Golden State, punctuated by Steph Curry's marksmanship from deep. He made it look
Stepford-less. I thought he was assertive and decisive, and I thought later in the game, he didn't become as assertive off the dribble. I thought he danced a little bit too much in the fourth quarter with the basketball. Assertive.
Curry again. Woo. They're feeling it.
Chuck.
They feeling they shimmying out there right now.
They ended the third quarter with a 25-8 run, and we go to the fourth.
That's a tough shot right there, boy.
Yeah, that's a tough shot maker, though.
At one point, it was a 12-point game.
Oh, good
But
point.
here comes
right
comes the run by Houston. That Chris Paul feed to Ariza for the three.
I thought Chris Paul leadership really showed. We talked about it before the game, Ernie. All these plays are coming out pass from Chris Paul.
Yep.
He handled the ball down the stretch. That was fantastic.
It was a 21-4 run to take the lead.
I don't know what the hell this was.
This was not efficient.
You think, Ernie?
And so they
Pretty good D by the Rockets.
but that wasn't.
Game's not over right there.
Yeah,
They
but
went and checked. And Chris Paul made one of two.
I don't know what the hell Chris Paul was thinking in that situation. You got to miss that free throw. A couple seconds will run off, and you can't get a shot off in that time.
Yeah, gave Golden State one more opportunity. You saw Curry off the mark, and the Houston Rockets walk off the floor at Roracle with a 95-92 win and a series that is dead even at 2 apiece. We got Game 5 Thursday. It's in Houston, and that place will be rocking in a 2-2 series. 95-92 the finals. Harden scores 30. Chris Paul has 27. I take it this was the kind of James Harden effort. We also talked about that. We talked about both players before the game that we said, what kind of, does James Harden have to have an MVP kind of night?
And we said
Yes.
before, and now, yes, him and Chris Paul. That's the thing. They have to play great every game. That's the responsibility, the way they're structured. They give the ball to Chris, they give the ball to James, so they have to play well. Steph, Clay, and Kevin don't have to play well because they don't run their offense with those guys every single time. When the Rockets are going to get the ball to James, they're going to give it to Chris, and they have to make plays.
And to add on to what Chuck is saying, of course, everyone knows the Rockets 1-2 punch, James and Chris Paul, they play well. But if you can get one or two other guys to step up and hit some shots like Eric Gordon did and just move the basketball, they're a tough team to beat.
The end of that game, this possession, when we were talking about what are they trying to do, and you see Draymond Green
Trying to call
timeout as that play was going absolutely nowhere.
Ernie, I thought the last 3 or 4 minutes, they got some of the worst shots you ever see a Warrior teams get.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I agree. I just think overall, this was one of the games where you say the champs flustered, and not they actually went into an isolation situation.
Trying to be hero ball.
Didn't move the basketball, didn't get other people involved. And, I tell my kids all the time, you got to play well with others.
Yeah.
And so you got to play well with others when you're on a basketball team. And that's how they're constructed. And like you said, Klay Thompson didn't have a great game, and you lose by a shot at the buzzer to win it. So, again, like as Charles repeatedly said, you don't have to have all three of your guys playing well, and you still can win. And I was surprised, and I think we all were, the way the shot selection that the Warriors took.
A lot of threes taken late when you didn't need a three in that
Steph
situation.
shot a one-handed running three with guy hanging all over him.
You don't often see a 12-point quarter by the Golden State Warriors, but that's what they had in the fourth quarter, and it cost them 95-90.